Oh my gosh. John? Hey, friends, I think you can hear me, but obviously not see me. Let me go get John real quick. Hang on. Oh, we're live then. Gonna be Hey, friends, we're going to get this fixed. I'm going to mute the mic, and we'll be here in a minute. Hey, friends. Well, there's a lesson in not testing all the equipment that I should before I go live. I so apologize for that. Glad John was around to fix it. Good to see you all. Let's start this again. I'm Christiana Gaudet. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother. It's Thursday. Welcome to our digital village. It is the Tarot Topic Newsletter Recap. This week, our topic is silver and gold. Why? I know Baby Cake's back in the 80s with the stripes. That was hilarious, right? And entirely yes, it was an equipment malfunction, but it's one I should have caught. So that was on me, is what it is. All right. Topic today, silver and gold. Here's what happened in my brain. I was thinking about that song, the Burl Ives song from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Christmas song, Silver and Gold. And then I thought, silver and gold means something else to me. It's the Girl Scout song. Did I like Girl Scouts? Oh, heck no, I did not. I sort of did like being a brownie, though. And I loved the song that we sang. And if you were a Girl Scout or brownie, whatever, you know this. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other gold. And so I was thinking about that and thinking about it around the holidays and how much we sort of focus on the holiday activities, the presents, the food, and that's all great. But at the end of the day, it's the people that we spend time with. It's the people that we celebrate, really. And it's also the people who can be a real pain in the butt. So that's what we're here to talk about. Our friendships, the ones that we celebrate, the ones that we want to cultivate, the ones that we need to manage. That's what we're here to do. Let's hop on over to CardCam, where you can see I am working with Wild Reflections Tarot. This was a gift from this village. Wendy Milano sent this to me. And let's get going. This is also a deck that sparked a huge conversation. Oh, Kenneth King, good to see you. Yeah, we could actually do that in this session. That is a question that is appropriate enough for this session that we can do that. So good to see all of you here. Of course, a special shout out to the members and the moderators. I will take the questions in the order in which I see them. And that's what we're going to do. So let's go. First person I see, of course, is Caroline McLaughlin. Good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members only emojis. We appreciate you. And thanks for your comment. The first question I see is Melissa Grosso. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. Okay, right. You're in Boston today to celebrate your boss's retirement. So interesting to think about old friends. This past week, a friend from high school who has become a world-renowned jazz musician was in New Haven to play a concert. We were reminiscing about our high school friend group, and he mentioned a guy, Jay, had just gotten married and has kids. Jay and I had dated on and off in college and reconnected about 5 years ago. He's a great person, but totally shut off from an emotional perspective. I never thought he would get married, etc. My question is, why did this news hit me so strongly? I have lots of love and respect for him, and I'm happy for him, but it seems strange that I would have such an emotional reaction to the news. I love that you asked that question. And, you know, a lot of people in this village are also like tarot people yourselves, right? You have your own decks, you do your own readings. And what a strong and positive way to ask questions of the cards, you know, in this context. Like, wow, that was a reaction. Why am I feeling this way? That's so smart. I love that. All right. So, why? Three of Swords reversed. I think it's a couple of things. Because arguably, those things that he has, marriage, kids, whatever, are things that you at this stage in your life do not have and want some portion of that, or would have wanted some portion of that, or whatever. And I think in looking at him, because you knew him pretty well, you did not sort of see him like he wasn't good at that stuff. And you are. And you've done work to be good at that. So I'm looking at this like, you know, if we're in a competition, say we're in a spelling bee, it feels like the person who doesn't spell very well just won the spelling bee. You see what I'm saying? So there is something there about, like, how does someone who was seemingly so emotionally incompetent do that? And here I am working on all my emotional competent stuff, and that hasn't happened for me yet. That's what I think it is, and I think it's a really, really normal reaction. Really normal. So, I know you're not present right now, but later on, let me know what you think. All right. Jeannie Mnuchin, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. I know about the tried and true people in my life. Yes. Please tell me about the new friends and partnerships coming into my life in 2025. How can I watch out for these, and will they just occur naturally? And you're in a position in your life right now, Jeannie, where you are actively working to build that. You know, you're in a new community. That is exactly what you're trying to do. So how will that go? I feel like it's hard for you. Just, you know, whether we're talking about work collaboration, creative collaboration, just friendship, people to have dinner with or hang out with, this can be difficult. I think it's difficult for all of us. But this can be particularly difficult, I think, because it's a conversation that causes, in some way, your sense of self-worth to come into the equation. And I feel like what you need, and there it is. That's what you need. You need those really organic things where it's people who just get you, people who are like you. And I notice as we get older, that can become harder and harder to find. Well, for obvious reasons, right? Because there's fewer of us. I mean, there it is. So what you're looking for, I think, in terms of friendship, will be these Queen of Wands characters. These people, and they don't necessarily have to be female or female presenting, but they need to be nurturing, people who nurture. Okay, here it is. People who nurture creativity, people who nurture some sense of their own spiritual well-being, people who have a sense of humor, and people where you feel a sense of both ease and excitement in their presence. That's what you're looking for. Where do these people come from? The most unusual places. Some of it will be people that you're already cultivating and already meeting. And I'm thinking that you're going to have the opportunity to practice your Spanish a lot, because I feel like some of them will be primarily Spanish speaking. And I think, too, you'll have some creative collaboration as well. Now, what do you need to do differently? Recognize you have some trauma around this very issue. And so it's hard. And recognize that you may not think you know how to do it, but you do know how to do it. And I love this Three of Pentacles. Was it? No, it was not. It was not Wendy Milano. Wendy Milano sent me something different. This was Betty Flesher, I think. Betty Flesher sent this to me, I think. Now, I should keep track. Y'all, who gave me this fabulous deck? I think it was Betty, because it was this card, This Is Me, in her mind. So I think it was you, Betty Flesher. That's what I think. But I'm not sure. I don't remember. Isn't that terrible? Because it happened when I was moving and all other kinds of stuff. So remind me where this fabulous deck came from, please. Anyway. And hang on. I'm not even like watching. Give me a minute here. I'm a little weird technologically today. I'm not even like watching what you're talking back to me. Are you talking back to me? Am I seeing it? Give me a minute here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, no, I'm good. Okay. All right. So, Jeannie, you're learning the skills to do that. That is the important piece. You are learning the skills to do that. And so you will okay, how can you watch out for these? Everywhere you go. You could make a new friend in the grocery store. You could make a new friend anywhere. And the work you're doing is kind of making it happen anyway. So yes, look out. And yes, it will happen organically based on what you're doing. Okay, got it. Trey Cameron, it is so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. I have a newish friend. We've been friends for about a year now. I've actually asked about her before, and you felt positive about her. She has a male friend with whom she's been friends for a while. He's kind of a friend of mine. More of an acquaintance. I kind of get a narcissistic vibe from him and the ick. Oh, yeah. I hate it when a friend of a friend gives us the ick. Like, that's a thing, right? That happens. Maybe I'm wrong, but she's been friends with him for years. Oh, a card already popped out. And she seems to well, I should correct myself. She has at times acknowledged to me her frustration with his more problematic behaviors, and at other times I felt was kind of making excuses for him. What do the cards have to say about this dude? What does he think of me? Who is he really? Could he very well be that he's just not my cup of tea and not necessarily bad? So the Page of Pentacles was what popped out. So who is this person? I'm going to say there's an immaturity there and a limitation. Like the Page of Pentacles is great, but there's a limitation, you know, because Pentacles is very earth-based. And Paige is very emotionally young. So there's that. Do we think he could have some narcissistic tendencies? 10 of Swords reversed. He probably has communication issues. He probably has communication issues. He probably has a lot of trauma. And with the Knight of Pentacles, he's trying to grow. 8 of Pentacles reversed, he's lazy about it. So not necessarily thinking narcissistic, not your cup of tea. And I don't think, oh, he's very immature, perhaps thinks he's smarter than he actually is. Yes, and he's an earth sign. And I don't think you can really cultivate a friendship with him. But I think he can just be a not your cup of tea kind of thing. And until you see something more egregious, we can just let him be not your cup of tea. Does that make sense? Good. And thanks for being here. Glad you're here. Nalini Kalu, thanks for being here. Thanks for, oh, you're coming up next. How do I best interact and deal with him in a tertiary way? I just love that you use the word tertiary. 5 of Wands is interesting because, like, you don't really like being in his energy. So when you have to do, and don't give your opinion about him to your friend unless she asks. I think there are ways you can include him and he can be included and it's fine. But just remember, there is something about his energy that brings something up for you that is uncomfortable for you. And so you can't unacknowledge your experience, but you can also, you can find a way to keep him kind of at the periphery, if that makes sense. Hey, Joyous Ocean, good to see you. Did you text me on WhatsApp? I got my Christmas present early. I got the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I'm so excited, but I haven't figured out how to log into my WhatsApp yet. I have to get IT John to help me. So text me the normal way in the meantime, and I'll figure out getting into my WhatsApp. All right. Right. Keep it superficial. And, maybe, Trey, you did use WhatsApp. That's why I haven't answered you. I can see that people are talking to me and I can't get to it yet. So that's what that is. I'm not intentionally ignoring you. Okay. I will never intentionally ignore you. There are some people I will, not you. So yeah, Trey, keep it superficial and recognize that he's probably not evil. The ick that you get is probably just like, this is not my favorite human. And I think you can deal with it from that level. But let me ask one more question, Trey, because the whole question is this person like dangerous in any way? 7 of Wands. This person is not collaborative. Not collaborative, but not evil or dangerous. So, and you like collaborative. Like, I think that's really where you're at, Trey, is you like people you feel collaborative with. All right, Nalini Kalu, thanks for your patience. Oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time shuffling today. This gorgeous 2 of Swords came out. But do I think it will answer your question? I do not know. We'll put it over here. Trey, you are so much smarter than this person. It's not even funny. Yeah, that's true. What card would show he was evil? And I'm not even sure that there are evil human beings, really. I think there are human beings who are 7 of Swords certainly would be untrustworthy. I don't know that there are evil people, but people who could do evil to you. 7 of Swords, weirdly the sun in some contexts. Right, a poorly intentioned person. 7 of Swords is a big one. The devil is something to be concerned about for sure. The tower could be that too. But interestingly, the sun can be an interesting thing. Yeah, for sure. And certain court cards reversed, perhaps. Now, Nalini. Right, we all have dark and light in us, right? Nalini. Hey, Gemini Sun, thank you so much for being a moderator and for the super sticker. And I know I owe you an email, and it's coming. Okay, Nalini, and you're next to me next too. Nalini, don't have any silver or gold in my life. That sucks, and you're so deserving of it. Do you see any genuine friendships and relationships in near future? With the Two of Swords, the thing is, and I am going to keep this for you. It did sort of come out while I was talking to you. Yes, I do. But I think you're unlearning a lot. I think a lot of your relationship behavior. Oh, Camille, we're going to have a conversation in just a minute. We're going to have a conversation about exactly that. Nalini. Nalini, the issue is you are not trained to find genuine people. You are trained to keep ingenuine people happy, or disingenuous people happy, or people or wounded people happy, or narcissistic people happy. That's what you are trained to do. And that's why it's hard to find friends. So it's about recognizing you're deserving of friends and recognizing that like weird manipulative behaviors aren't appropriate. And if people are doing that, you can just walk away. Like, don't even try to make that work. I think you've spent too much time trying to make things work with the wrong people. Is that possible? So I do feel like in 2025, this will be remedied. I do. All right. Trey, interesting that you say the sun. I've actually seen many times the evil can come in the form of light. It reminds me of the biblical idea of the Antichrist. And there is something about the sun that's very narcissistic. I'm the freaking center of attention. Everyone revolve and rotate around me and pay attention to me. And only my light can shine. But it's interesting. It's one of those dichotomies in tarot because the sun can also mean great happiness, confidence, and success. So, welcome to the complex world of tarot. Okay. Gemini Sun. What do the cards have? Oh, one comment first. This deck, Camille. I'm not a big fan of modern day artwork and tarot, but this is a beautiful deck. It was given to me by a member of this community, and I was having a hard time remembering who it was, but I believe it was Betty Flesher. It is an absolutely fabulously beautiful deck. The artwork is great. It sparked a whole conversation between Terry Salamoni and me, which took it to a conversation in the StaarCon Afterglow in the Serena Fox Lounge just a week ago or so, which is the thing about this deck, and this is what Terry does not like. It does not in all cases, like in this case it does. We have the 3 pentacles. It does not in all cases, here we have the shells. It does not in all cases show the exact number of icons in the minor arcana. And for Terry, she was like, yeah, no, that does not fly. I want the beautiful artwork, but I want those icons to be figured in. And they are in some cases in this deck and in other cases not. So there was this whole conversation about, what does that do for you? Is that an issue or is it not an issue? For me, it's a non-issue. But for some people, it's a huge issue. So that's the conversation about this deck, beyond the fact that it's beautiful. And it was a gift to me. And I'm from this village, and I'm really grateful for that. All right, here we go. Gemini Sun, yes, you now. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for being a moderator. What do the cards have for me on the relationships in my life? Family, relationship, friendship. Anything on strengthening bonds and reducing stress this season? Well, the key is, we've got the Chariot reversed. The key is, know what doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, And I mean this in two ways. If it's a friendship, a relationship, someone you don't have to have too much contact with, and it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't try to make it work. If it's a person that you are tied to in some way, still don't try to make it work. Just be cordial and figure out what is the way to be cordial with this person. Like, don't try to strengthen bonds with people where that's just not going to work and just make it worse. Right? So you have to evaluate the capability within the relationship for those bonds to be strengthened, and that will reduce stress. Being clear about expectations and behavior will reduce stress. Does that make sense? Let me see if there's anything else I can tell you about that. And, water the gardens that need to be watered, like the relationships that really work. Put energy into those relationships. The relationships that don't feel like you have to. I think there's some part of you that feels like, well, I need to try because they are my fill in the blank. Brother, cousin, mother, whatever it is, best friend from high school, whatever it is. I feel like I need to try because. Anytime I hear that sentence, like try to be cordial, sure. Try to get along because we have to be in the same place, sure. But try on a deeper level? Not necessarily. Okay. Here we go. Ness, so good to see you. Madiha Ness. Oh, Ness, can we talk about this? I'm going to put it in the newsletter, but can we talk about it here? Can we? Tell me. Okay, let me know. And if we can, go ahead and put the new email address into the chat and we'll talk about it. And if you're not ready, we won't. All right, you know what I'm talking about. All right, Ness, thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Yes, okay. Put the new email address, which is funny. The new email address, okay. You know how we've been talking a little bit about creativity and crafting, and there's a lot of people here who are crafters, who like I'm a beater, as is Audrey. There's knitters, there's artists, there's crocheters, there's all kinds of crafty people here. And there's been a conversation, and Ness is spearheading this. Wouldn't it be fun to have occasional Zooms for crafting together and talking about the cards? Now, I don't know that Ness knew this, but my parent corporation, of which John and I are president and vice president and all of that, is actually called Card and Craft. Although the craft is meant to be witchcraft, right? Card and craft. Card and craft, right? Card and craft. Right? So the new email address is similar to that, but is not like actually an affiliation with the company beyond this. And what I said to Ness is, oh my gosh, that is a fabulous idea and I would like nothing more. And I don't have time to organize it. I don't have time to commit to it. So if you want to do this, you go right ahead. So I will be getting I'll be getting the information out. I will be doing support from the back and I'll be showing up when I can. But this is a thing that is growing organically out of Ness. No, I thought I didn't. No apology. I thought it was, I saw it as a positive and spiritual synchronicity. And there's a slight difference in the way you wrote it too. So no, I'm not even a little bit concerned. I just thought it was fun. So Ness, right, exactly. It's fitting because we're in a group that met through you. Exactly. So Ness, if you want to put that email address in the chat, you can. I'm going to put it in the next newsletter. And you're basically going to be emailing to that address. Ness will collect it and we'll organize it. And I'll be on the list too. And I will show up when I can. And I hope people enjoy this. So that's what's going on. So now I'll do that. But the idea that this is growing organically out of this village, I just think is amazing. I just love that. And as I look at growing in YouTube, I've already told you I wanted to do some pop culture stuff. I wouldn't mind doing some craft stuff here on YouTube as well. So Yeah, I think this is great. I love it. I love it. All right. Here we go, Ness. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And thank you for being a member and all of that. And I will send the email address out in the newsletter. So y'all, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, the link to subscribe to the newsletter and read this week's newsletter is in the description, along with the link to book a reading with me. Get your StaarCon ticket and learn more about StaarCon, because you know you want to participate in StaarCon. It's coming up in January. All right, here we go. Ness, I've always had a multiple group of friends. I haven't had a best friend type of friend since 8th grade. I am able to be friends with people very different than me. I accept them as I are, but it turns into a situation where they can't accept who I am. Oh my golly, golly, gosh. Golly, golly, gosh. I'm content to having no single best friend, but many good friends. My kids are a bit like me, but since they're young, not having a best buddy is hard on them. How is my daughter doing in friendships? She's the most social she's ever been this year. And my little guy, he's sweet and super sensitive and feels the void of having a best friend. How is he doing? How can I help him? Okay, so daughter, 4 of Pentacles. I think she's careful about who she lets in, but I think she's going to end up with a tight friend group, and I think that's going to work out well, because it'll be like, we 4 are all best friends. It'll be something like that. So I think she's good that way. And 10 of Cups, she's happy, she's secure, she's happy in her home. She's good. She's good. Now, your little guy. Queen of Pentacles reversed, man, this is the one. I know you just want to wrap him in bubble wrap, and, you know, I mean, it's so hard. And then we have Temperance. King of Cups reversed. It's going to be hard for him, but he will find his way. And I feel like he will be well liked and have a lot of friends, but you're right. This like absence of a bestie is kind of hard. And the thing is, though, I think your daughter is going to figure it out, and I think then your daughter will help her brother. So I think this will all be good. Okay, so now the conversation with the deck. What's crazy at the moment is that I was thinking how interesting it is that you mentioned the Girl Scouts singing one is silver, the other gold, because Claire and I discussed that a couple of days ago in our video. That is so, wow, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, and yes, we've decided that this came from Betty Flesher. Yes, a deck from Betty Flesher. That's what we've decided, yes. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. And then, oh my God, it's gorgeous. Yes. Okay, that would be annoying, but this deck is so beautiful. I was going to have to get over anything. It would be the modern imagery. Yeah, I've decided to get over it. Ness, he burst with emotions. I was like him, and that's good news on the girly. Yeah, and I think they will both be okay. I think the problem with the boy is you do self-identify with him so much because you are so similar, and you want to... you know, you want to help him navigate, but you can only do so much. He's going to have to learn it, and he will. He'll find his way. He will. Hey, Smile Soul 20, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for 3 years. We appreciate you and glad you're here. All right, next up, we have Kenneth King. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you. I just want to know 2 things. Is my mom going to be okay? And the woman I'm dating and wanting to know if she's loyal and telling the truth. And I think that goes along with the question about people we care about. So I'm happy to answer that question. And I think you said a little more a little bit later. Yeah. I just need to know if I'm not going off by my past of women not being honest with me. So you've got trauma from your past. That's what you're telling me. Should I continue to date this woman? And like the question for me is, are your issues based on your past, or are you seeing issues with her now, or both, right? That's what we have to look at. So first of all, looking at your mom, and I'm sorry there's questions there, she has definitely been through something. And it's an issue. I think it depends what you mean by okay, but she is strong and capable, and I think she has support. So I think she will get through what she's going through. Joyous Ocean, no, I have not gotten to you yet. Okay. Okay, so now the woman you're dating. Yeah. I feel like there are some concerns here. And when we look at your history, you know, I think there's a couple of things. I think you have a hard time knowing who is trustworthy and who is not. And I think you have trusted the wrong people in the past, so it's hard to know who to trust. But I also think the person that you're with has kind of shown that they may not have the energy you're looking for. So, I mean, I feel like you can kind of answer your own question just by looking at what you're seeing. Okay. Pamela Lath, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing really well. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. My silver and gold list gets smaller every year. Will there be good friends? Will there be new gold friends in the new year? And should there be? Well, I believe there should always be new friends. Like, I know it gets harder as we get older. And the thing is, you do not have patience for BS. You don't want someone who's going to bring their drama into your life and not bring something to the table. I also feel like there may be sort of an ex-friend, someone you were friends with in the past. I don't know if you had a falling out or just fell out of touch, but something like that coming back. And, you know, I'm going to say something, and this is really hard, but you've had a family. I mean, we all have families, but your family is characterized by, in some cases, significant loyalty, but also significant loyalty to people who don't necessarily deserve it or people who don't necessarily treat you well. And so I think you're trained to be loyal to people who shit on you. Did I just say that? I'm so sorry. Pam, no BS, no drama, 100%. Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like it's hard for you to make friends because once you have a friend, you feel way too responsible to them too soon. And when someone, yes, 100% respect when disrespected. And that's what you have to change. Because if someone disrespects you, and it can happen inadvertently, you know, and we can sort of say, you know, we can talk it out. And maybe we can patch it up and we go on and we're better friends than we ever were. And now there is no more disrespect, and that can happen. But if that doesn't happen, if you try and that doesn't happen, that person needs to go the F away. And I think that's not in your training. And that's what you're going to have to work on in the new year. Does that make sense? But I would definitely work on it, right? Learning to walk away. Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely work on it because friends bring so much value. Like, I'm feeling lucky in this moment. I feel like I have a nice friend group. Camille Walks with Spirits. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. So, you know, and there's been times in my life I haven't had time, you know, or, you know, you're busy, you're doing other things, whatever. But I think it's good to have friends. I really, really do. And what comes up here? 6 of Wands reversed. It just jumped out. If someone makes you feel like a loser, they're not your friend. There it is. All right. LP, good to see you. Thanks for being here. At the end of Mercury retrograde, I had drove past my ex and saw him with his new boyfriend, which was healing and sad in a way, and I also didn't get the job I wanted. Okay, Camille, good. I will absolutely get to you. Yes. I will get to your question not too far down the road. Okay. Okay. Drove past my ex and saw him with his new boyfriend, which was healing and sad in a way. I also didn't get the job I wanted. It felt like acceptance. God's rejection is protection or something. Yeah, absolutely. If it's not for you, it's not for you. My question is, where do we go from here? So, closure to the past, healing from generational trauma, new path, new journey, make new friends, look for new love relationships, find a new job. Just go get the new things. There they are. Go get them. Okay. Baby cakes, it's so good to see you. I don't need many friends, but rather few who I trust are enough. My sister, on the other hand, is a friend with everyone. What's that Taylor Swift line? Trey reminded me of this line not too long ago. A friend to all is a friend to none. My sister is friends with everyone. In the past, it would make me angry that she tried to befriend my own friends. Was that weird that I was making me angry? No, that's not weird at all. That's not weird at all. Stop inserting yourself into my circle. Yeah, that's not weird at all. No, that's not weird. That's normal. Can I be a friend to my sister? I never know if she cares about me at all. Where is our relationship with her? Should I even bother worrying about it? Let's look at your sister. Your sister likes to be large and in charge of everything, and your sister likes to feel like she is everyone's best friend. She's immature. She's not entirely trustworthy. And you don't like her that much. Like, baby cakes, let's be fair. If she were not your sister, your blood relative, you wouldn't choose this person. And so I would say you have to have a boundaried relationship with her, and I would not trust her that far. Because she collects people. She's one of those people who collects people. And you don't necessarily need to be in that collection. I am sorry to speak badly about a family member, and I'm sure she's got her own issues, and I'm sure she's lovely in many ways, but in this context, be careful. All right, feedback from Kenneth King. My gut instinct is telling me she might be then just be friends with her, right? She just got out of a divorce, so it's kind of complicated. It does feel complicated, yeah, I agree. All right. Oh, and you have a further question there, baby cake, which is, how does she feel about, like, she doesn't think in the same way that you do. The two of you are extraordinarily different people. You are absolutely right. You are very, very different people. There it is. Okay. Let's see who's next. Joyous Ocean, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Can't wait to see you at StaarCon. Have I done a good job purging and holding the right friends? I'm good with boundaries, and there are a couple of people I keep on the periphery. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, look at you with your 3 of Pentacles. Everyone remember, that's me. No, seriously, it wasn't intentionally me, but that's why this deck came to me. Other than the fact it's a beautiful deck. Yeah, I think you're doing a good job figuring out who's who and what's what and doing what you need to do. Yes, very much so. Yes, very much so. Okay. Okay. Okay, a penny for your thoughts. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member and a moderator. So many broken bones over the year. I'm thinking I must have been an evil doctor or a nurse without compassion in a past life. Probably not. Probably not. It's probably just a challenge in this lifetime. Okay, here we go. Barbie Bird, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year and using members only emojis. I forgot to ask a question and I'm in a meeting, but I'd love some insight on my friendship with she. Is she just an old friend that I keep in the story keeper category and leave it at that? Or how does she feel about our friendship? She thinks you're great friends. And that's the thing, she doesn't see a problem. So if you're seeing a problem and she doesn't see a problem, that's an interesting thing. And so, yeah, I think you have to manage this relationship in the way that you feel best about it. Because she definitely, the two of you are having two different relationships with each other. So yeah, from your perspective, she may just be an old friend who's a story keeper. Yeah. Okay. Oh, baby cake. She definitely collects people. So much truth in your reading. I've been coming to terms with these things over the year. I guess it's enough if we are cordial together, and I need to lower my expectations to the ground level. Truth. I think with a sister in a situation like that, there can be we are family, so maybe we have each other's backs in some way. But beyond that, I don't know. And you know what I need to mention and have not mentioned? We have a gathering here tonight. The link is already up. 7 p.m. For the winter solstice, which is not till Saturday, but we're doing it tonight. We are going to celebrate, the winter solstice together. So please join us. Sky Blue, good to see you. Not sure that what the Margaret Atwood question is, reference is, but I would love to know if you want to expand on that. So yeah, everyone, join us this evening. Okay. Okay, Camille walks with the spirits. Here we go. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Camille is a StaarCon presenter. We are very much looking forward to seeing her, along with many people here. Get your StaarCon tickets now. The link is in the description. I think I do have a question I'd like to ask. I have a newer friend, met her in 2020. There are many things that are so enjoyable about her. There's also some ugliness I see that I have some thoughts about that are giving me great pause. I'd love to know what you see about that, where it's coming from, and if the way I'm choosing to interact with her is the best. All right, so the things that you're seeing are basically unloving, uncommunity-like, and divisive, is what I see. Where are those things coming from? Her own need to be large and in charge. But there are ways she is also collaborative. Hard to say, man. I think you need to be careful. I think you need to be a little careful. I think the best way to manage with this person, she's enjoyable, but I don't trust her. So what are we going to do about that? Oh, Penny, got it. No problem. Yeah, I'd be a little careful with this person. This strikes me as the kind of person who could come help you cook and then steal all your recipes. You know, that's sorry, but that's how I see it. I'm sorry. Okay. Caroline McLaughlin, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members only emojis. Any friendships that I need to nurture more in the coming years? I think you have some people around you who are going through tough times, and you may help them as you can. But I'm probably more concerned about the friendships that are not helpful to you. Like, I'm gonna rewrite the rhyme, okay? And do they do this? Do they do this song in Australia? Make new friends, keep the old. One is silver, but the other gold. That's the song. Here's my next verse. Unless that friend brings a negative vibe, in which case have boundaries in your life. How about that? How about that? So yeah, I would worry about some of the friendships that maybe need to be nurtured a little less, because you're always nurturing to the good people in your life. You always are. It's your nature, Caroline. That's what I think. All right. A penny for your thoughts. What do cards have to, and again, thank you for being a member and thanks for being a moderator. What do the cards have to say about future relationships for me, please? I would actually, romantic specifically, I would actually like to not be single any longer. What does that look like? I think it's possible, but I think you have to be really careful about who you let into your life. You don't want someone who's going to make your life harder. But I do think it's very possible that, yes, that could indeed happen. And V wonders if the relationship with her sister can be mended, or if her sister even likes her. I don't think it's about like. I think there's something there where there's a competition that makes it hard. It's competitive. So I would say don't worry about it and don't try to mend it, but it's not about like or not like, it's about personalities. Okay, Mary, good to see you. Would I find new friends next year? King of Pentacles reversed. Well, the first thing you're going to do is find a job, and then you're going to find friends. Yes, maybe with the job. Sherry Berry, these cards are so incredibly beautiful, right? Right? For sure, for sure. Vaishali, good to see you. Cards on this topic, and it's a pertinent topic because I think you struggle with some social anxiety, so it may feel like you don't have a lot of friends. The thing you need to know, Vaishali, is you are likable, and you can be at peace with yourself and have friends. Yeah. Mary, I will probably move. Yeah, that makes some sense. Hey, Jackie Masters, good to see you. We're coming to the end, so get those questions in. If you're just coming into the room, get your questions in. And we're talking about friendships and relationships today. So it is last call for readings, y'all, but I just saw Jackie come in, so I'm sticking around because I'm betting that we've got at least one more question coming. So tonight we're celebrating the solstice. Be there, be there, be there. Thanks to Betty Flesher for sending me this deck, and I'm sorry I forgot that in the moment because Wendy Milano sent me a deck too. What else do I? Oh, and you know what else? Someone else sent me a deck. Febborn sent me a deck. Lots of people sent me decks. I really appreciate that. This is a generous village. It really is. Jackie, here's your question. What do I need to know about my current friendships and new ones? Current friendships. I think sometimes with your current friendships, you don't always feel nurtured and cared for. Sometimes you feel hurt by your friends. And sometimes that's real and sometimes that's in your head. And you have to decide which is which. So that's one thing. In terms of new good friends, yes, and I think you're working on that. I think you're absolutely working on it. And so you will strengthen the friendships you have, and you will have new friendships in the new year. Nick, good to see you. Speaking of solstice, tonight we are celebrating the solstice right here on YouTube. Join us. Join us. And Nick, do you have a question? It's last call for readings, y'all. I'm glad you're here. Of course, I'll remind everyone I'll be back at the normal time on tomorrow, Friday, noon, for your Friday weekly wrap-up. But first, join us this evening for our solstice celebration. 7 o'clock, the link is already up. Got a question, Nick, or anyone else? I never know what to ask. Well, we're talking about friendships, relationships, the people around us, and our relationship with them. That's the realm. So let me know if you have a question. Meanwhile, I will once again turn your direction to the links in the description. Book a reading with me. I'm available throughout the holiday season. You can also buy a gift certificate right online. So if you want to give someone the gift of a reading with me, easy to do. You can buy it right online. Okay, Nick, fair enough. StaarCon, get those tickets. If you need information, please reach out to me. Go to the website, the link, and learn about it. The link is right there. And remember, you can join us in person or online 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days. And your ticket not only is good for the 3-day conference, but for the 365-day afterglow. All right. Oh, Nick, I will very much look forward to that. Yeah, this is a good season to have a reading. It's nice to look forward to the new year. And a lot of people have a little more time off. And so I make myself available. I stay very busy throughout this season, making myself available for your readings. So I appreciate all of you so very much. I want to thank you. Thank you to the members, the moderators. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the moderators. And thank you to those people helping out with super chats and super stickers. I really appreciate you. I have to say, I consider you my gold and silver friends in many, many ways. Those of you that I've met in person, those of you who I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting in person, I value you as friends in my life, and I thank you so much for being part of this village. Really appreciate you. And check the newsletter. Check the newsletter that will be coming out next week for information about the cards and crafting Zooms that will be beginning in the new year, thanks to Medihan Ness. Oh, Camille, I feel a sense of jealousy, which I do not understand. Everything you're saying, if this far, is so accurate. My mom used to say, some spots you have to stir with a long-handled spoon. That's wise. Man, you know what would be another fun project in our community? If we could come up with like a list of the smart things that the women in our family said, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties. Wouldn't that be a great like publication? That would be such a fun thing, right? All right, my friends, I appreciate you so very much. I hope to see you tonight for our solstice celebration. The link is already up. Follow the links in the description. Thank you, everyone. I will look forward to seeing you very soon.